Wagwan people, and welcome to a new series here on my channel. This is going to be known as the Career Mode Challenge. Now, the plan for this series is that I take over different clubs and have a set amount of time to get them to the place where I want them to be. So I'm going to pop up the full extensive rules now as I talk through them and let you guys know what's going on. So here are the rules. Season 1, we will sim to get the benchmark for all the following seasons. After Season 1, we have playing rights, but we have to sell a player to earn transfer rights. We can't make any more than 4 signings per season. Should we need more than 4 signings, we will forfeit the right to play any games in that season, and opting out of a big player sale, an important player sale, will mean there are no signings in that season. So as you would have heard there, guys, yes, we are giving ourselves 3 seasons to get teams into either winning the league title or winning or qualifying for European competition regularly. We start off this time in Scotland. Now, this series will be based mainly in leagues that I don't often get to play in, and we have taken one of the lower rated teams in St. Mirren, and this is the team we are going to try and do it with. Now, this first episode will mainly be us simming through to try and get our benchmark, and then probably starting off with a couple of signings in Season 2, which will be the first season that our challenge officially starts. So, as you can see, this is the team that we're going to be rocking. I have decided to call up our homegrown talent and let him play this first season, since he's one of the better players. This will be the season where we attempt to set our benchmark to see where St. Mirren are finishing regularly. What I'm going to do is I'm going to play through a couple of training simulation so that they're set up and ready to go, and then we will sim to the end of the season to see where we end up. Right, so we've started things off. We have simmed all the way through to the first game of the season. We had a decent pre-season, nothing too special, obviously. I have also just seen, though, in our fixtures, we are in the Europa Conference League, as you can see here. So let's quickly go and take a look at our group in the Conference League, I guess. I didn't actually know that St. Mirren were playing Conference League football. We've got AZ, Cluj and Randers in our group. As much as I would like to play those, yeah, obviously Season 1 is a full sim season. So yeah, what we're going to do now is we're going to sim all the way through until January, and then we will check our half-season progress, basically, and see where we're up to. So here we are halfway through the season, and as you can see, in the Cinch Premiership, we're actually not doing too bad. We currently find ourselves sat in 4th place. So our benchmark right now is being set quite high. I didn't expect to see us being so high in the table, I'll be honest. We'll take a quick look at the team here. As you can see, there's not loads of growth. We've got a couple players out from the looks of things. A couple players being played out of position, as we've got Flynn playing right mid at the moment. But yeah, I definitely did not expect to see us in 4th place right now. I don't know why I did that. It's just really bothering me. I did not expect to see us in 4th place whatsoever. We are actually flying quite high at the moment. Let's go take a look at the stats. Alnwick, sorry, has obviously been playing most of our games. Has got 5 clean sheets so far, so he's been doing decently. 2 goals 3 goals and 2 assists for Scott Tanzer in that left wing back role. Kittle getting a couple goals for himself here. Jamie McGrath getting 8 goals and 5 assists from central midfield. 4 goals and 3 assists for Hanhon, should I say. Connor Ronan, the man we have in on loan, has got 6 goals and 3 assists so far. Brophy, who looks like he's been playing most of our games, has got 6 goals, 2 assists. And as you can see, our young man, unfortunately, even though we brought him up to play, has only played 1 game so far. So they're clearly not a huge fan of him right now. But yeah, as you can see, we're not doing too bad going for us. We actually top our group in the Europa Conference League as well. This is kind of crazy. I did not expect St. Mirren to be doing this well. We may have a very, very high bar set for us in this challenge, but that will make it even more exciting to try and make us into a real full-time contender in the Scottish Premiership. Let's sim to the end of the season and see how we can finish things off. One thing I am going to do, I have decided, because it's technically not signing players, is we are going to re-sign a couple players. Alnwick, unfortunately, as I decided to do this, has signed with another club, so we will need a new goalkeeper next season. So offer him a 60 grand sign on, see how he feels about that. He's happy with that by just under £1 grand with the 70k sign on. Another player re-sign, bigger bonuses like this. There's another re-sign in there for us. Rise, not too much, not too little. I don't think these are unreasonable deals that I'm giving out right now. I'm going to try and make as big a signings to drive us forward as fast as possible. It's not more like the Malaga save where we're trying to keep things as realistic as we can. This is more like, let's move forward as fast as we can. There you go. I think that's all the re-signings I'm going to make. So we're going to sim to the end of the season now and get our benchmark. Right, boys. So we have finished season 1. And it is time to see where we ended up. As you can see, it's kind of a crazy season for us, to be fair. I didn't know as well that there was a second stage of the Scottish Premiership. This is the thing I like to play stuff like this because it gives you new little insights. As you can see, we do end up competing at the top half and we do end up finishing in 3rd, which means we will have European competition in season 2, which is quite exciting. However, you can see the gulf between us and the top 2 is pretty huge. 30 points huge. In fact, we were 30 points behind Rangers, so it's not bad, because obviously finishing 3rd is crazy, but there's still a long way to go before we close in on Rangers. What is very interesting, however, as you will see here, we were in the round of 16, and in the round of 16 we did beat Rangers to progress through to the quarter-finals of the Europa Conference League. We beat them 4-2 on aggregate. We did unfortunately then end up losing 2-1 on aggregate to Lask and going out. However, what a benchmark that is to set, a quarter-final. I've got a lot to live up to in this team. As you can see, this is the overview of the team here. Power is unfortunately dropping because of his age. However, he will be leaving us at the end of the season anyway. Some decent growth around the team. Peterson did finish his training to become a full-time striker. We've got some decent players around here. We've got some more signings that we want to make. Let's go and take a look at the stats. Alnwick ends up playing 46 games this season, getting 12 clean sheets, and actually getting an assist in the Europa Conference League, which is kind of crazy. You can see all the stats here. I'll just scroll through, and as I scroll, we'll talk about the standout ones, like the 12 goals for Kilty in that left mid role, the 16 goals for Jamie McGrath in the central midfield. But yeah, a lot of games we had to play. Brophy ends up playing 42 games, only 7 goals, which isn't the greatest of returns. As you can see, Peterson actually only played 6 games this season, but it is what it is. Yeah, we've got a lot to live up to going into our next season, and a lot of signings to make. The thing that may be interesting now is I wonder, I'm having the debate with myself already, whether we make more signings than the 4 that we're allowed and just sim the second season as well, or whether we allow ourselves to play some of them. I would like to play in the Europa League or whatever European competition it is that we end up falling into. I think it would be interesting to be able to do so. I was tempted to look for a youth scout and get that set up. However, I think the use of youth players in something like this is going to be quite low unless they come out really high like Peterson did. I don't think we're going to be using a lot of them. So I think for now what I'll do is I will just leave that for this first career mode challenge, and then potentially in future ones we can see where we come down on it after this first one. Obviously this is still quite experimental as well, because I've never done a career mode challenge like this before, so we're still trying to work out a lot of things. As you can see, we're coming to the end of the season and going into our season where we are in control. Let's pause and then we'll get set up to go for season 2. Right, so here we are at the beginning of the first season we have in charge. Now, Almwick has left, so I was thinking, does that mean that we automatically unlock things? I don't know. Personally, I did also accidentally go in for Nathan Patterson. I didn't mean to. I was testing to see if they would loan him out, and then they actually tried to send him. As you can see, we've got a lot of players here. We have about 7 million to work with, but the first signing I want to attempt is Joshua Emmanuel. He has been released by his club. I believe it was Hull City he was at, and is available on the free agents list. And he is, so there you go. Emmanuel is going to join us on a free. It was kind of one of those signings. As you can see, we've lost a lot of players, so we've got a lot to do. It's one of those signings that I saw and I kind of felt, well, there's not really any reason we shouldn't buy him, considering he's there on a free agency. And he's a top quality player, to be fair. So Josh Emmanuel is going to be our first signing. I may make one more signing just to completely, or one more sale, sorry, just to completely make sure I'm complying with the rules. Besides from that, for now, what we're going to do is we're going to keep going ahead, and I'll basically let you guys know next time we make a signing. Get a transfer offer in here for Marcus Fraser, 66 rated centre-back / right-back from Oviedo. He is 28 years old. I'm going to see if I can push them up to closer to $1 million. 670, they say that's the best they can do. I'll bring it down to 800 flat and see what they say about that. They can't come up to 800, so Fraser will not be leaving. Right, so I have now done a bunch of scrolling through free agents, because that's probably where most of our signings are going to come from this season, not having loads of money available to us. I've done a bunch of scrolling through, and there are, safe to say, a lot of players that I'm interested in. We have got a transfer offer for our young man Peterson. This one I am going to reject. I know I said a big player, but considering he's 17 currently and not really played for us, I don't think he really fits the bill. Right, there are some in here that obviously they're not feasible right now. Some are already in talks, so they won't be possible. Some I think I'd like to go for straight away. Like Axel Witsel, for instance. I was pretty sure he wouldn't want to come here. Harbour, I don't think he would. I don't know if Alfred Duncan would or Victor Camarasa. Connor Ronan, who was with us last season, is available on a free. There's some players in here that just straight up won't come here. But there are a lot of players that I'm thinking we could be in a chance for signing. The first one that I'm going to go for is Andy Rimmenhotter, because he can play a lot of different positions and has a lot of potential to be very important for us. If we start giving out too big a contract, you would have to think that maybe we might get sacked, which would be a bit of a problem. We do sign Andy Rimmenhotter there though, as you've seen. That deal has gone through. I know we do still need to sign a goalkeeper as well, which is something I need to keep in mind because that will be huge for us. It's going to be Kittle, the man who drops out, because obviously he doesn't really play the role. I think what is going to happen, based on the fact that a lot of players left us over the summer, is we are going to sacrifice our right to play in order to give ourselves a chance to sign basically a whole new team, a whole new club, because obviously there's a lot that we're missing right now, so we'll have to wait and see what we can manage to get done. I've got loads of players on scouting, so that's another thing that's going on. Carl McAllister, he was quite a big player for us last season, and I think we will allow him to leave in order to completely fit the bill. Like I said, I'm gonna be a bit cheeky and ask for 2.4. They're happy to meet us at 2.4, so Carl McAllister may be leaving us. I'm going to go in and try and make a signing that I think probably isn't going to come off, but let's see if Jeremy Boga has any interest in joining St. Mirren, shall we? See, now this is where things get interesting, because we've got players like Jeremy Boga asking for 13 grand. We don't have anyone else on 13 grand. So these players could start to get unhappy about this, and we could lose our job. But hey, we've signed Jeremy Boga for now, a 79 rated player coming in. That's mental, to be honest. Yeah, this career mode challenge is gonna be funny. I'm already looking forward to it, just based on how we started things off. I'm actually quite surprised that Jeremy Boga went for that deal. I actually thought he'd basically tell us to get fucked. Jemison has joined the team now, so we will remove him from the list. Witsel, like I said, isn't interested in coming to this league. Same with Renato Sanchez. I'm surprised to see Renato Sanchez on the free agency, to be honest. We do still have a lot of other potential players. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in for Eric Tommy here and see if we can get him signed up to the team. Not the most desirable league. You'd have to say, no offense to anyone who is fans, no offense to any of the teams that are there, but these players coming from like Serie A and stuff like that, it's going to be not the easiest sell. So we do bring in Eric Tommy, so he's now coming in for rotation. I think we need a centre back, and maybe even we could stick with Peterson up top. I'm going to do some quick development. Like I said, guys, this is a full challenge to see if we can get competing with the top guys in this league as fast as possible. So yeah, it's not going to be the most realistic thing in the world. You're gonna see us blowing up the team as fast as we can just to see what we can get. I'm excited to keep going forward with it. Let's keep moving forward and see what happens. We have got a transfer offer coming in for Curtis Main. I think I will just allow him to leave for that, considering we are looking to sign a new player in his position anyway. McAllister has been sold, and we got a transfer offer in for Fraser here. I'm not going to let Fraser go, just purely based on the fact that I think it would be more beneficial for us right now if we keep our centre backs the way that they are. So what I'm going to do, just temporarily, we're going to make our 5th signing. So I am now forfeiting my right to play any games this season because I have gone over my allotted amount. We're going to sign Fraser Forster as our starting goalkeeper for now, just because I'd like to potentially, well, not potentially, I'd like to seal our goalkeeper. Fraser Forster comes in for 8 grand. As you can tell, we're kind of a mercenary team right now. I'm also going to sign Tom Holmes. This first season, I'm blowing up the team, I've decided. We are going all out to see if we can close the gap on those top guys in terms of coming in to the transfer window. We'll see what we can do then. We've sold Maine as well. We'll transfer offering for Ethan Hannon, you know, that guy. So, but we're not going to accept that one right now. As you can see, we did make a couple more signings. Like I said, we are going to bring in Tom Holmes here. Dunn can actually stay where he is. Yeah, I'm still quite surprised by Jeremy Boga deciding to join our group. Obviously, now we have got... We're looking better already. What I should have done, and it's something I have just realised now saying it, is I should have checked our star rating before we started making signings. I completely forgot. I don't know what I've just done there. I completely forgot, so unfortunately we'll only get a feeling of what it is now. I know it was quite low when we started. Let me quickly take a look. So St. Mirren do start off as a 1.5 star rated team. We have already risen that team to a 3-star rated. So we are making very, very solid progress. Obviously there would be growth in there just from players getting better, but yeah, we are making solid progress with the St. Mirren team. I am now going to go in though and sign Rodri. I like the look of him a lot, and I think he could be a decent player for most of the challenge if he's willing to sign up for it. He's currently on 11 grand. I'm going to ask him if he'll come down to about 8.5, which is a bit bold, not 18.5, and then give him a 200k sign on. He will come down to 18.5, so we will make another signing. Rodri will be coming in. He will be starting over McGrath, who will now go down to our bench instead of Henderson. This is kind of like a whole team rebuild because I did let so many players go. We didn't even have reserves before, and obviously we need some more reserves. I do still realistically need to sign a better goalkeeper than Fraser Forster, but that kind of is what it is right now. We have overhauled the wingers with Jeremy Boga and Rodri coming in. Andy Rimmenhotter and Hannon, I'm going to say Hannon because I can't be bothered to keep saying that, are going to be our midfield 2 for now. I'm tempted to go with like one of these lads. Do you know what? I'm going to wait for a little bit. Not going to rush this now, so let's keep simming forward and I'll let you guys know when something else happens. Mallow wouldn't be against signing for us, so let's see if he would come in. I don't think I'll start him over Emmanuel. Well, I won't, but the AI might. The competition could be good is basically what I'm trying to get to. See if he'll take a 9.5. He will, so we'll sign another big name player here in the form of Hugo Mallow. He is obviously an older player currently. However, I'm going to bring him up to the bench. Like I said, I'm not going to start him over Emmanuel. If the game then does decide to do that, there's kind of nothing I can really do about that. But yeah, another big signing. I know this may seem crazy to you guys. This may seem like, what's the point if you're just blowing up the team? But eventually it will make sense. What I'm trying to do now in this first season is get us the players that we need basically to go forward for a lot more of the season. Diop does sign for a team as well, so we won't be signing him. I want to know, I think I may re-sign Ronan. I think that might be the thing that I go for, as well as Giorgio. I think I may go for as well. Let's go in for Ronan now, because I'm pretty sure, I'm almost 100% in my head that I want him to come back to the club and give him 100k to sign on. Now, happy with that. So Connor Ronan will be coming back, and then we're also going to go in for Georgiou. It is what it is. Like this first season was always going to kind of be like this. Going forward, I will be sticking solely to the only 4 signings with a big player being sold. I won't be forsaking it every single season, just so everyone's aware. Just get that out there now. I will be sticking to what I said before once we get things rolling a little bit in this series. So yeah, as you can see, kind of massive overhaul going on here. We're going to continue forward. I don't know if there'll be any more signings. There may be a few more sales. We have got an offer come in for McGrath here. Now, I'm going to reject this out of hand here because I don't think I need to sell a player anymore. We're going to quick sim this first game and see how it goes. We do get a 3-2 win over Livingston, so that's a very good start for us. I did see Jeremy Boga scored there for a goalkeeper, like I said. I'm not planning on selling anyone else right now. If we do make another goalkeeper signing, I may contemplate it just kind of for fairness more than anything. I feel like it would make more sense to sell somebody else, if you know what I mean. But we'll see what happens, to be fair. We'll see how we feel once we get to that point. Obviously, I've sacrificed all playing rights, as I have said previously. I cannot play a single game of the season now. So we just have to keep continuing forward through this transfer window and simming all of these games. We don't have a choice about that, unfortunately, but it will probably be worth it in the long run as St Mirren win a second game. I'm going to actually negotiate for Miller here because I think now with Hugo Mallow and Josh Emmanuel into the team, we don't necessarily still need his services. We're going to sell him for 950. I was going to go a little bit higher, but I thought they'd walk away, so we sell him for 950. We have another game here against Dundee United that we're just going to quickly sim through. We get another 1-0 win with Boga getting the goal for us. That is going to be a huge signing for us in this season. Oh, we are in the playoffs now of the Europa League as well. We didn't go straight into the competition, obviously. We have to play through these playoff rounds. And we play Victoria Pilsen in those playoff rounds to see if we can make it into the Europa League. I think what we're going to do is go in for this young man here, Sarkic, and see if we can bring him in to play backup to Fraser Forster for this season. We'll offer them 2 million. They're happy to go with 2 million. No release clause, which is good with me. He wants 12, which I think is kind of fair enough as a backup. It's one of the more expensive wages on our wage book now. But yeah, there we go. We do bring in our backup goalkeeper. I don't think there's going to be any more signings from my side, so we'll get to this game against Victoria Pilsen as Miller gets sold. And we'll quickly sim through this. Hopefully, we do find ourselves into the Europa League after these playoff rounds. We do draw 2-2 though with Victoria Pilsen. Push us to do as a part of the success here. We've got a transfer offer coming in for Kiltle here. I think we'll reject that one for now, just so I would like to keep him as a rotational player for now, as we get a transfer offer coming in for Jamie McGrath. Don't know who the player is that they're offering me in exchange. I got offered this player on the Malaga save, didn't I? They obviously really don't like him. However, we are going to reject it because I want to keep McGrath at the club. We do have another match coming up here. We will quick sim through this one as well. We get a 2-1 win over Dundee. So the league has started off well. Is that 3 wins from 3 now, I think? It's just we need to try and qualify against Victoria Pilsen here. We need to really be walking away with a win in this, considering it's currently at 2-2. Let's see, can we do it? We don't. We lose 2-1 to Victoria Pilsen, so we won't be making it into the Europa League this year, unfortunately. So it looks like this year we will be looking to once again try and... does that drop us into the Conference League? Is that what that's just done there? It does drop us into the Conference League. And we do have a tough group, to be fair. Getafe, Köln, and then IFK Norrköping, I want to say. But Köln or Cologne and Getafe are going to be very tough for us. We are approaching deadline day here, as the team is a bit tired, so I'm going to make some changes. Leaving Jeremy Boger out there, even though he is quite tired, because obviously he is a top tier player and we want him in as many games as possible. We do walk away the win in that one though, comfortably seeing ourselves at the top of the table now. Jay Henderson has got a transfer offer here. I think we will let him go because I don't imagine he's going to have a lot of hope of hopping into the team. Lacazette has joined Villarreal, which is kind of crazy to see. We are on deadline day. Like I said, I'm not currently planning on making any more signings. I think I'm good with where we currently are. We'll take a look in January to see if anything changes. So we're going to sim through the rest of deadline day here. This now will be one whole episode of Season 2, and then Season 3 will start differently. You get Season 1 and Season 2 both in one episode. How lucky are you guys? Let's see, who is it going to be for? Oh, we actually don't get one. Alright, so now what we're going to do is we're going to sim through to January and have an update once we get there. Let's do it. Right, so we are at January. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go in to contract renewals and renew the lads that I want to keep on, considering we're kind of having a lot of skyrocket of I didn't actually even check to see what the board wanted me to do. It's good to see that we qualify for Europe in our first season, to be fair, without any really real influence from me. There we go, re-signed there as well. Who else do we want to actively re-sign here? Shaughnessy is an intro. I don't think I'm going to re-sign Dunn. This young lad, I don't think I'll re-sign either. I can't re-sign Forster. So I think Shaughnessy we will bring. We'll give him a contract. There we go. Joe Shaughnessy will re-sign. Right, let's take a look and see. Rodri has pulled his calf, we just saw there. Let's see where we're at. So, we currently sit in second place, only behind Rangers by 3 points, ahead of Celtic. My manager rating is suffering a little bit though, which isn't the greatest. I should probably take a look and see if I can do a couple of the objectives. We go here, we did get knocked out of Europe by 1 point. As you can see, we did beat Köln, we lost to Getafe, then drew with Getafe, beat Norrköping, and they didn't get a single point. But we took a huge 4-0 loss. So the goal difference would have been huge. We scored 10 and conceded 10. We do get knocked out of Europe, which is quite annoying. But yeah, let's take a look at the team. Peterson is now up to a 71, Rodri up to a 75. Roman Hotter up to a 74. Tanza probably is a player that we should be looking to replace now, in all honesty. Holmes is a 69 with Georgiou going up to a 73. Emmanuel a 70. On the bench, you see Ronan's up to a 72 with McGrath at 73. He should probably be starting over Erhahan. Let's go take a quick look at the stats to see where we're succeeding and where we're failing. Fraser Forster has played every game for us so far, which you can't really be too surprised about, to be honest. I did think Sarkic may get a couple games, but it doesn't seem like that's going to be the case. You can see Tom Holmes has not actually been playing that many games, only 13 so far. However, Georgiou has been playing a lot of games and actually got some assists for himself as well. Josh Emmanuel has played 20 games, with Hugo Mallow playing 24. Roman Hotter playing 21, getting 3 goals and assists. Eric Tommy has had some decent game time as well. McGrath getting 25, Erhahan getting 18. So they're still fully within the plans. Ronan getting a few games in for himself as well. Rodri has got 8 goals for us on that right wing. Jeremy Boga being as big as we thought he would be, with 12 goals and 5 assists so far. Peterson stepping up with a bit of a contribution himself as well. I think there are still areas to obviously improve the team. I think Tanza may be one at that left back role. We do get a big win there though, and Tanza actually does score in it. I think potentially bringing in a left back could be good for Tanza as well, giving him that competition. So I'm going to take a look at a couple targets, but it won't be a lot of signings in this January window. So the signing I think I'm going to go for is Josh Doig. He's currently at West Ham. I did have him down in summer, however he had only just joined at the time, so they weren't interested in letting him leave. I'm going to offer them 3.2 for him. They want an 8% sell-on clause, which I'm happy with. He's 70 rated currently at only 20 years of age, and he's Scottish, so going to end up giving him 12. He will start over Tanza most likely at 70 rated, with Tanza only currently being a but yeah, right now basically it's going to be me just simming through the rest of January, so I'll let you guys know basically when we're in games. I'll show you the sim results. If we're not, I'll show you anything else happens outside. So sim game against Dundee here. Quick sim through this one. We do get a 3-1 win. 2 of our centre backs scoring, which is quite surprising to see, to be fair. So we won't worry too much about that one. Quick sim through this one as well. Actually, all 3 of our centre backs scored. We do lose to Ross County, however, 1-0. Not a lot going on in January in terms of signing. Celtic have made some big signings themselves. Jeremy Boga is the assist leader, as you just saw it pop up there, which, to be fair, we're not really too surprised about. Last offer we get is for Erhagen on loan. Again, we're not really interested in letting him go out on loan. So yeah, that will be basically all until we get to the end of the season and see where we're at more than anything. So yeah, let's do that now, and then I'll give you guys the update. Right guys, so we are at the end of the season. We will be starting here on the team screen. Obviously, I have now seen where we finished, so unfortunately I already know. But as you can see here, we got some decent growth going on throughout the team. Peterson going up to a 72. Roman Hotter is now up to 76. Rodri up to a 76. Emmanuel 71. Holmes 71. Georgiou is a 74. Doig even getting a +1. McGrath 74. And Jeremy Boga obviously way above the crowd at 80. So, the moment of truth. Where did we finish after the second phase of the season? We have done it, boys. No, we haven't. We finished second to Rangers by 2 points. Unfortunately, it doesn't end up too well for us. Well, it's not too bad, but obviously it's not what we wanted. We do finish third in the first stage of the league. We did have some surprise losses towards the end of the season, I have to say. We do qualify for what I believe is going to be the Europa League, not the Champions League, because I think Rangers gets the Champions League. It may be the Champions League qualification stages, I don't know. But we do beat Celtic by 1 point. But more than anything, the bigger thing that happened this season, we win the Scottish Cup. We beat both Rangers and Celtic on our way to lift our first Scottish Cup. So yeah, pretty huge for us there. I don't know why it's saying that, because we didn't win the Cinch Premiership. But yeah, we do beat Rangers and Celtic. So we have proven that we can now contend with them. Dunn is leaving, which, to be honest, none of us are really surprised about. But yeah, we do at least pick up our first bit of silverware, and we do have more decent growth within the team. What I'm going to do is I'm going to get us set up to go forward into Season 3. Obviously, I won't be showing you anything to do with Season 3, but we'll get set up to go. We did win Manager of the Month, just to add that to our trophies list as well. Right, so end of the season, we do move on to the next one. The board are still slightly happy. They're not overly happy because I basically neglected to do any of the objectives that they set me. But winning the cup and coming second in the league, I think still earns us like a little bit of, you know, good feeling, I guess, from the board. Promise going forward, we start off next season with 8.5 million in the budget. Obviously, like I said, I'm not going to show any targets or anything now, but what we will do here is wrap up this episode and this season by showing where the club is currently at. So now Sarkic does take over that role from Fraser Forster. I may still look for a bigger goalkeeper, however right now he is in that number 1 spot. As you can see as we scroll through here, Tom Holmes up to a 71, Georgiou growing very fast at a 75, Josh Emmanuel not looking too bad, Hugo Mallow is retiring at the end of the season but still here. Andy Rimmen-Hotter, his contract is coming up, same with Eric Tommy. Obviously we only gave them 2-year deals, but we may see if they want to re-sign, same with McGrath. But yeah, to be fair, the team is looking very good, same with Jeremy Boga as well. We've got a lot of decent looking players. I think we will definitely stay under the 4 signings that we can make, or only go to the 4 signings, sorry, and not go above it this season, because this season I would like to play a little bit. Yes, we are. We've got Fenerbahce in the Champions League qualification rounds. If we fail in there, I believe we drop into the Europa League. However, I would love in Season 3 to get the opportunity to play. I am going to end this episode there and go and find some transfer targets for this season. So, thank you very much for watching. Please like, subscribe and turn on the notification bell to see episode number 2 when it is available to you guys. And I hope to see you in it. Peace.
I'm saying bye to all the lies and all the times you cried, saying that I wasn't right, yet I was right by your side. You manipulator, playing games, your friends